What's up, guys? Welcome to the Outer Nexus. Tonight, we are going to see how far Todd Howard can go with the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Deluxe Upgraded 20-year anniversary Horse Armor Edition.
Yeah.
And we're going to start out with a meme.
Your money or your life. You're smarter than you look. Take it. It's worthless to me anyway.
So as you can tell, the weirdness is still there. The quirkiness that is still retained.
Yes.
I saw this on sale on Steam like the moment it dropped at like 12:30 yesterday afternoon. I opened the page up on Steam and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're coming out with an Oblivion remake. They're actually doing it. I knew Sky Oblivion was in the works, but I had heard rumors that they were going to come out with their own version of it. And then I realized they fucking dropped it. You could just get it. Yeah. So the game was my childhood. So I had to just immediately buy the Deluxe Ultimate Edition with the horse armor and everything. And I have a lot of commentary to make on it. But what do you think about all this nonsense? How far will Todd Howard go with this? How many more times is he going to release this game?
Well, that's the question. That's really the question here, isn't it?
This is the second. No, this is. What is the okay? So I think there was the original Oblivion release, and then they did the DLC, and then they did come out with the Game of the Year edition.
Yes,
and then there was probably another deluxe edition. And so this is like the fifth iteration of a 20-year-old game.
And then not only that,
yeah,
but there's a deluxe edition.
There's a deluxe edition
of a game that pretty much has a deluxe edition.
Yeah.
And they couldn't just give you all of it.
Yeah.
They had to
segment it even more.
Yeah, it's just, I can't, and it blows me away.
Yeah.
That's
part of the legacy.
How much Todd can
sell a dead away with this
beaten dead horse. I just have to say it.
And people will buy it. I will buy
it.
You show it to me, I'll buy it immediately. Yeah. Give it to me. How dare you?
Now I will say though, like when you said you saw it, you were like, oh man, like it might be coming, and then you realized it was here.
It was here.
And then when I saw the thing for it, I was scrolling YouTube.
Yeah.
And I saw the symbol for Oblivion.
Yeah.
And then on top of it was sitting an IV, for 4.
Oh yeah, this is the best part.
And in my mind, the thing I'm waiting for
this is how they got you.
Is 6 VI. So I'm going and I'm like, oh man, the announcement is here. We're gonna see Elder Scrolls, the beginning of 6.
Yeah.
No, it was another remake, and I was sad. I was sad. Now I know this one is done in Unreal.
This one is done in Unreal, and I think it's definitely an improvement on the engine that they've been trying to push along, especially through Starfield. I think Starfield really showcased the limits of their engine that they're working with, and they were finally just like, yeah, fuck it, we're putting it on Unreal now. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do that for Redfall. What is it going to be called? Redfall? Hammerfall?
Oh, for 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be, what is that area? It's Hammerfall.
For the in the desert area?
Yeah, in the desert.
Yeah, I believe that's Hammerfall. Yeah.
I'm like mixing up RuneScape and Elder Scrolls names in my head. I want to say Al-Kharid, but that's not what it is.
No, I don't think it is. It's going to be from what they said, like a very large area. So.
That's the thing, is that the new one is supposed to be this huge generated area that they're gonna try to make it like life size, almost like a huge region. So I think that'll be interesting. But I think, the main game that's gonna have all of the areas, and people don't like to hear it, but it's Elder Scrolls Online. And I think Elder Scrolls Online has evolved significantly. It's a very good game. It's probably one of the top MMOs.
I want to put a
a
caveat in that.
Yeah.
And that this is a caveat for any of the main MMOs at this point.
Yeah.
It's a good MMO for its time.
And
it's not that it's bad now, it's that some of us have been waiting for the new thing, and there is
see, now you're draining down the spiral of this conceptual new MMO that's always just on the horizon.
Always on the horizon.
That MMO players are always scrounging for that will never come, and that's why we just end up playing games like ESO, Guild Wars,
for
and WoW
20 years.
For 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not coming. I don't think it's I don't know if it's I don't know if that game is coming. That mystical game on the horizon. But as far as this game goes, it fixed a lot of the weird bullshit from the original Oblivion. There's no more potato faces. They're weird in their own way now. The high elves are strange looking and they look more like aliens now or some weird shit. But there's no more weird leveling. I don't know if you remember how the leveling was in Oblivion, where it was janky. Like the level scaling was screwed up. Your major attributes that you chose at the beginning of the game didn't like level properly with you, like your minor attributes did. Like it was a really screwed up system. You had to look up guides and shit to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they made it much more streamlined, much more like Skyrim. So that was the biggest hurdle that prevented, in my opinion, a lot of players from checking it out, because it was kind of this weird old janky game.
Yeah. A lot in it though.
But it was my favorite Elder Scrolls game. That's the thing, is that when Skyrim came out, I bought it and I beat the campaign and I set it down and I was done with it. But when Oblivion came, when it was the age of Oblivion, I played the crap out of this game. I played this game for 4 years straight. It was like one of the only games that I played in high school. Yeah. And it was just one of those big, meaty, old school RPGs. And it was a great setting. That's the thing with this setting. It's like I've been trying to find Oblivion again.
Yeah.
And in like every RPG that I play, I've been trying to find Oblivion again. And it's almost impossible to find. There's games like Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which are obvious like odes to Oblivion, but they're more like, they're not, I mean, they're kind of open world. They're smaller in scale. They're more pointed in their story. And obviously Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's supposed to be about historical accuracy or something. So it's kind of limited in that way. There's not a lot of like pure open world.
Like you feel like you're making the choices and you're kind of going out.
There's games like that for sure. I'm talking about this kind of like specific fantasy setting with all of those elements.
Yeah, I'm saying like that you're going out, you're finding all the things.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't feel
Legend
like you're
of Zelda's close.
railroaded in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing with the remaster is they've cleaned up a lot of the puzzles in the dungeons, so they're not as wonky. Like you actually have to pay attention to the mechanics and they'll fuck you up. But it's I guess the closest thing would be like Legend of Zelda is what I'm talking about.
Okay. So you have now purchased and played this game.
Yes.
It is on, the Unreal Engine.
It is on the Unreal Engine.
And
it feels different because of that.
How does it feel? How does it look?
It looks fantastic. It's going to, and I have a feeling that a certain amount of the audience is going to be confused and think this is like a sequel to Skyrim. No, this is just a remaster, because it's like a game that they would release after Skyrim. You know, it feels like a mainline. I mean, and Oblivion was. It just feels like, you know, an upgraded version of Skyrim, kind of, but set in Oblivion as it should be. You know, set in Cyrodiil. You know, it feels good. The combat, it feels like they've really improved. You know, they've really improved the formula a lot, and I think it doesn't speak well because I'm pretty sure they outsourced this game to some studio called Virtuoso or something like that. Let me look it up. Hold on. Oblivion Remaster Studio. Virtuoso Studios. Let's see. Who is Virtuoso Studio? Who is Virtuoso Studio? Okay. Is a video game development company headquartered in Singapore with studios across Asia, Europe, and North America. Yeah. So it's kind of Chinese. They were established in Shanghai. So I mean, they basically just outsourced the development to the Chinese, and we could get into Skyblivion on that. I mean, Skyblivion. Let me pull that up. Skyblivion has been they have a development team working in the Skyrim engine trying to remake the entire game of Oblivion, but I think they also want to add, I think what they want to do is add Oblivion to Skyrim. So that's actually a much bigger project.
Yeah.
And it will allow, you could still do mods in that, whereas in this apparently you can't do mods. But you know, you're talking about releasing this piece of meat to the largest modding community in the gaming realm. You know, so I don't know if they think there's not going to be any mods. What do you think, Billy?
I mean, when I heard that, I was skeptical. Because of that. It's one of the largest, you know, modding communities that I know of. I know people that still play the game and they love every mod that they can fit on it. They try different versions of the game with different mods all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
You know, and when they came out and were like, you can't mod this one.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think they're gonna try and find a way.
They're gonna try to find a way to mod this thing.
Yeah.
But I think it was, you know, trophy. What is it? Not a trophy, but a consolary prize.
Oh yeah,
a
concession.
Concession.
Yeah.
Prize that Bethesda gave the Skyblivion team game keys to Oblivion Remastered.
Yep.
And made it clear they have no intention of shutting down our project. Which is great. The Skyblivion team is awesome. This is what I was really looking forward to, is seeing them come through, because like I said, you could still do mods in this. It seems like a remaster. This remaster might be good, but I think Skyblivion is going to pull out some special things in their version of the game. Like I think Kvatch will just be rebuilt the whole time. The storyline is a little altered to accommodate that, and different things. But I'm not too clear on the direction of Skyblivion or where they're really going with it now. It's just nice to know that, you know, they're going to still march forward with their effort and see what they could do with it. But what do you think about that, Billy?
I don't have much to say on Skyblivion.
Yeah.
I am not a big. I played a lot of Skyrim.
Yeah.
I played some Oblivion.
Yeah.
But I wasn't big on either one too much. I definitely went through the whole Skyrim storyline.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that I did more for Bethesda Studio, I was more in the
Fallout category. You were on the Fallout end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
So another major aspect of this story, though, is and this I don't know if this can exist without this, because it's genre defining. It's a legacy. There is a normal version of the remaster, and there's a deluxe upgraded version. And guess what that deluxe upgraded version has in it for $10 more? Upgraded horse armor. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They can't release the game 20 years later without bringing out 20-year-old horse armor.
Again,
the DLC that started it all is back. They had to have done this for the memes, and I did get this, by the way. I got the horse armor. Yeah. The most important news related to the recently announced and released Oblivion remaster is the fact that the infamous horse armor was updated as well. But I think you get 2 sets. See, the original one was just this gold armor. In this one, you get the gold trim and this neat black armor with the red trim. So it's an extra $9.99 for the deluxe edition of the game, which includes the horse armor and 2 other categories of goodies, which means it's, if you divide it by 3, nearly the same price it was 19 years ago. $250. Oh, wow. That's okay. Back in 2006, a $2.50 downloadable content was a joke. Oh, how they were wrong. An insult to a generation of people who are used to buying a game with everything included.
Yeah.
It seems quaint now.
What happened to those days?
But when Bethesda first asked players to pay for purely cosmetic horse armor, they laughed. Horse armor became synonymous with the overpriced and pointless DLC, evolving into a meme that has haunted Bethesda for years, that they have totally played into at this point. Let me see. What do you think about this, Billy?
I mean,
your grievances.
I kind of stated my grievances at the beginning.
Yeah.
They had the audacity. At this point to release the game at full price. That's one. Not include everything again. So they have a deluxe edition, and then they knew the horse armor was not included. It is in the deluxe edition. And so you are buying, you're buying the horse armor again on a full price remake of an old game.
But I will point out, this is updated into Unreal 5. It runs better than their other games. Like, it feels better. The combat feels better. In my opinion, it is a worthy remaster.
Yeah.
But if you're just not into these kind of games, it's not gonna
do much for you.
Yeah. No, that's the thing.
You see, I mean, and for me, the thing, like I said, when I was sitting there, I think my hopes kind of got dashed a little, because I was like, I was thinking it was going to be a new thing,
right?
And then I was like, oh, remake, okay, again, by the way, because how many times was Skyrim released as a different version?
Oh my god,
yeah.
And they got Skyrim working on so much crazy shit, like it was like Doom. Let me see. Hold on. So, according to Joel Berg, senior level designer at Bethesda at the time, the original horse armor was a test. Bethesda leveraged its mod-friendly development tools to see how much it could do with DLC horse armor gallops, so Oblivion's bigger DLC could run. We needed something that would test enough of our systems, add some new art, add some new dialogue, add some new hooks and quests to the game, something that would test the pipeline and just sort of feel out the market for what was the best thing we could possibly do. So what we came up with was horse armor. Oh man. Today you'd be lucky to get any kind of cosmetic horse or human for under $20. That's, they were doing us a favor by just releasing it for $10. WoW mounts can be up to $60.
Well, you see, WoW mounts can be up to $90.
This I spoke to my friend about this. He said that was never the case.
The case.
It was not. It was $60, which is still extreme.
It's still extreme.
$60 for one mount.
Yes,
is still extreme, but it was never $90.
Okay.
I will say, I wouldn't doubt that Blizzard would try something like that.
Oh no, absolutely,
because that's the whole point, and that's the whole point of this, is that this horse armor really. This game changed an entire industry, how an entire industry works with its microtransactions. Yes. This horse armor was the beginning of this divergence, the whole divergence from creating a quality game to trying to monetize it entirely. Because now, here's what you have, Billy.
Yeah.
This is what the horse armor has evolved into. Let me explain this to you. in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
A game from 2018.
Yeah.
You can buy, this is a single player game. There is no multiplayer option here.
Yeah.
They have a cash shop where you can buy for $15 just singular items.
Yeah.
And a list of them, like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And these are special items made for this game that you could buy.
Yeah.
$15, $20.
Single player, no online.
No online.
Yeah.
And it's like, and this is every Assassin's Creed forward.
Oh yeah, and they've done it. I've seen it every time. There's so many armor choices now in like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are online.
Yeah.
And what this has done to the industry, I mean, as a whole, and someone was eventually going to do it. I don't want to put all the blame on Bethesda, even though.
Oh yeah,
even though
they were just the first ones that did it.
Yeah, you could look at them for it.
Yeah,
and it changed it, so it's like one of the things like I really don't like is like the whole game isn't there anymore.
Yeah,
you know, like because even if you release something that's cosmetic, and I'm not going to go against you if you do something like that. If it's purely cosmetic, it's not enhancing how you play.
Yeah.
Besides, oh, I look cool.
Yeah.
But like now that look of coolness that you're like, I really like that.
Yeah.
Isn't in the game. Like you can't naturally go get it.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is, I know that in particular is very upsetting to American gamers at the very least, you know, not being able to naturally obtain something in the game.
And by the way, and I do even count recolors in that because they're like, if you see a thing of
specific recolors,
like if you see like, for instance, you know, like in the Horde and Alliance for like World of Warcraft, you know, if you see the Horde standard armor, you know, the red leather and for the orcs, you know, and it looks awesome, but it's like that one is, we'll say that's DLC armor.
Yeah.
But you can get one in the game that's like bright yellow.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not the same. It's
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really impacted how game development works now, because now they almost design like a shitty version of the game, and all the cool stuff they have behind paywalls.
Yeah, and they have it behind paywalls, and it's and in some games it's even like considered the end game, for instance. You know, Warframe is a kind of a good you know, because it's like
Warframe, Last Epoch, but Warframe is very famous for this fashion frame.
Your fashion frame.
Yeah.
That is the end game of Warframe, by the way.
Yeah, and it's an entire industry, you know, for those players.
Yeah.
You know, they have an entire auction house and marketplace for selling stuff for real money in some cases.
Oh yeah, no, you can make a killing on that game if you do it just right.
Yeah.
It's a cool game, a lot in it. But as you know, it pertains to like what we're doing here, like you said, it kind of changed everything, and this was the game that did it.
Yeah, and I'm just here's the thing. I'm just really glad that they moved to Unreal 5, and I hope they stay with Unreal 5.
The way that their developers said it, was that their engine is the brains, and Unreal 5 is the body.
Yeah,
and I kind of hope going forward they could do that again, but it seems like Unreal 5 really worked for them.
Oh yeah, I Unreal 5 really is the solution for a lot of these types of games, and they should just shift over at this point, because Starfield completely screwed up because they tried to use their Havoc. I think it's called the Havoc engine.
Yeah,
I think the Havoc is their physics engine. I forget what their actual engine is called, but it did not accommodate for what they wanted to try to do in Starfield. They should have just used a different engine for that game. And I think this will become very obvious. And if they, like, what I'm trying to say is, if they release this and it's clearly mechanically superior, and then they come out with their Hammerfall game and it's on their shitty old engine, it's gonna stand out a lot.
It's gonna stand out a lot. But the other part about I am a person that says full, like, you release a game when it's ready.
Yes.
Like I believe in that.
Yeah.
But I also will throw out there that if they release this game, see how well it does, and they're like, we used Unreal, but our Elder Scrolls uses the older one,
Yeah.
and then they see the response to this one, and they're like,
yeah.
And then they come out at the next big game conference, and they're like, we're gonna take another 3.5 years to make
Oh
it.
god.
Yeah, I'd be a little upset.
That would be the end of the world.
Yeah.
That would be worse than Half-Life 3.
Yeah. So I do worry about that a little bit. Yes.
All right. I think we hit all the
much.
major points, unless there was something else you wanted to bring up.
No, I mean, I think that's it. I think they, probably have done a pretty good job on this game. I watched the trailer as soon as I saw it there, even though I was a little like, hey, you guys, I thought this was 6. But it everything does look good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for a Steam sale.
Oh yeah,
and try and grab this thing.
Yeah, if you're not like a real fan of this, I mean, don't get me wrong, this game is better than Skyrim, in my opinion. And if you want a game that's better than Skyrim, get this game. But if you're not into games kind of like this, it's kind of just another one.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best ones that does it the best. But all right, I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah.
See you next time, guys. Please like and subscribe.